Hello and welcome to the watering hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry.
Hello, welcome to my channel. That could have been timed better. I just Vice Rhino here, Cirrus over there. I just said maybe I like it when the supply is choked. Yeah, correct. Yeah, so how's things over there? You've already told me some of your woes. Because I forced him to stream this week. Oh, just a second. Nobody can hear you, apparently. Because, yeah, okay. Routing. Oh, you know what? I have this neat little button on my thingy. Stream profile. Stream profile? Okay, no, it's... Speak now. Oh, now you're like super quiet on my end and you're still not going out. Okay, let's go back to my default profile. And then... Oop. Oh, hello. What? Oh yeah, okay. Why are you not... Oh, you know what? I think, Shush. Cirrus is talking about his butthole, just so you know. Zoom meetings. Output device. To chat mic. Now speak. No. But there's another Zoom meetings that I can send to chat mic. No, not that one. And the third one, chat mic. Now, speak. Okay. Wasn't that one either. Okay. Fuck. Because I have my Go XLR. Now? Okay, just normally. Okay. Okay, broadcast stream mix gets everything. Now speak. What the fuck? No, I have everything going out to the stream. But nothing's coming out except for me. What the fuck is going on here? Try now? No. Fuck. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm sorry. Progress only is asking, is it for both platforms? I mean, both platforms on my end. Nothing's coming out except for me, VR 2025. Thank you, Jassa. I don't know what... Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Try now. Again, you're... That should have fixed me. Oh, fuck. Okay, back to that one. Okay, audio. It's sending it to the chat mic. Okay, maybe if I don't know. I have no fucking idea what's going on. I'm sending you to the system sounds, so now speak. What the fuck? Wait, talk? No, that didn't do it. Fuck. Okay, shut up a sec. No, I don't want to cast. My setup is way too complicated to troubleshoot on air. I don't understand why it's not coming through. Okay. Instead of grabbing the broadcast stream mix, maybe I will grab just audio input capture. Create new. Chat mic. Okay, I think, no. Now I'm just echoing, probably. Yeah, no, but I do sound normal on your end, but I've got 2 copies of my own audio on my... Why am I coming through the chat mic? Don't cross the streams, it's bad. My God. Fucking A. Someone come follow me. Just, okay. What if I do this?
What are we even talking about?
Okay, that's coming through. That's coming through. So, if I set your mic to be on the sample channel, now speak.
Things and words.
I think it's working. I don't know why that's working and the other thing is not working. No, the problem is not on Cirrus's end. I can see the bouncy things not happening when Cirrus talks on my end, but it's happening now. So let me know if you can hear him. Can you hear him?
Words, things and stuff.
My bouncy thing says you can hear him. Progress only says sounds. Is that a yes? Come on, I need clear answers.
What is Cirrus even talking
bingo.
about?
What does bingo mean? Yay. No, what does... Okay, Jasa. Thank you, Jasa, for a simple, clear yes.
Is bingo not a simple, clear yes?
No, maybe they just saw a dog named Bingo or something. They're like, oh, it's Bingo, my dog.
What?
I don't know. I am a simple man. I just need straightforward yeses and nos. Oh, so I debated doing this for a news topic, but Mark Fernkoff is bringing up Bluey. I don't know why, but there was a bunch of researchers did a scientific study on Bluey, and I just love it because, like, in the methods section of their paper, they're like, we watched all 150 episodes of all 3 seasons of Bluey, and we recorded da-da-da-da-da about it. And it's just like, okay, this reads to me like researchers who have kids and watch Bluey all the time, and we're like, hey, why don't I just make this my job? But anyway, they found that Bluey promotes and like helps kids learn about resilience. And like,
okay,
yeah, any parent who watches it could have told you that. So, yeah. Anyway, you were telling us about your woes before I had my woes.
I guess I'll go through them quickly. So I've had the dental problems. So I got to have the fun experience of tartar. Well, what it was is tartar had gotten into my gums and had basically exposed nerves effectively and inflamed everything. So I got to have the fun feeling of them going through and ripping all of that out. And apparently, I did not know this, but when the cleaning has to be that bad, it's more expensive. I don't know why it's more expensive, but apparently they double the price. Technically, they quadruple the price because they double the price of the cleaning and then they segment it into 2 different cleanings. I hate everything. So I also had a subathon, and I burnt myself out on the subathon because apparently trying to do more things on the subathon, like record yourself in the gym and everything, just actually means that you get even more tired. And I don't know how I didn't realize that was going to happen or be the case, but
Fennec is asking how is Tooth. Are you not answering that question now?
So the right side of my mouth feels in pain, but not as much pain as before. It's a manageable amount of pain now. The left side is starting to hurt more, which means that the right side's pain was so bad that I couldn't feel what was on the left side. Now I'm starting to feel the left side because the right side's pain is diminishing. But I'm going back Friday for more cleaning. So this is going to be ongoing for a little bit. Anyway, so I'm not supposed to be streaming this week. Saki intervened on me trying to stream yesterday, and I'm still doing so because I want to be on and hang out with Rhino because we haven't hung out in a while for a bit. So that's the thing that's happening, irrespective. Also, on top of everything, we had our water just go out again. You guys probably saw the YouTube short about that. I also had my equipment all break on me. My iPhone decided to become a danger pillow. It just started, just the inflatable battery of death was happening. So, also, we still don't have air conditioning. That's still a thing that is not fixed, and the repair guy that was working on the well was also the repair guy who's supposed to be working on the AC, and he said that, he has a part coming in, and he's going to take care of things once it's in, and then he just never came back, and I called him today, and it did one ring, and it immediately went to not. So I don't know if my AC is getting fixed. I have no clue what's going on here. I'm so tired. Anyway, I'm still trying to get caught up on work as well. Aspie says, time to switch to Android. No, and also if you understood how VTubing works, you would know that that's impossible. But I'm not trying to say that to be an asshole. It's literally the IR sense depth of field tracking that the iPhone have is required for what my model does. I can't switch.
But I had for my brief stint with a VTuber avatar, no phone was involved.
Right. And I promise you, if you looked at how my avatar moved before I had the proper equipment, it is night and day.
Okay. So not impossible.
Impossible for what I do. So is it... Okay, we're doing the autistic thing. We're being pedantic. No, we're done.
Oh, speaking of the autistic thing, in the continuing story of me coming to grips with my undiagnosed autism, do you know what aspect of coming home brought me the most comfort?
Being able to masturbate in peace?
Well, no, but that is a difficult thing to accomplish while you're traveling with it. No, that was not it. Hat. First hat. I have a new hat from my journeys abroad. I went to the UK, so I got myself a deerstalker hat. Now, so the thing that brought me the most comfort when I got back home from my trip to Europe was making my tea, because everywhere else does not make it the way I do. The fact that I know exactly when the hot water's hitting the leaves, so that's when I start my timer. The milk goes in the cup before the tea goes in the cup. You steep it for your 4 minutes. And it's it doesn't make a huge difference quality-wise. I didn't have an unacceptably bad cup of tea while I was in Europe. But it just
have your comforting
having my system where I make it the way that I want it to be made just brought me much comfort. That was the moment of I'm home. So
Also, Stoff in my chat just clarified something as well. The reason that your model was able to work without too many issues is because AR tracking was not installed on your model, because Stoff does not know how to install AR tracking on your model. My model does have AR tracking installed on it, which requires the iPhone to work. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you have comforting tea now, though.
Yeah. And I never want to take an airplane again or a train. So
See, I don't mind flying, and I haven't had the train experience yet, so I don't have opinions on the train experience.
So we got to the UK without incident. Putted around there for a bit. Saw the site of the family castle, which castle doesn't exist anymore, and castle might be making it sound more important than it was. It was like a fort, and it was one of those forts near the English border that like there was a permanent fire thing at the top where if you saw the English army coming, you light it, and then the next castle also lights theirs, and the beacons of Minas Tirith are lit. Like that was my family's job. We were the beacon keepers.
Ah.
And so there's a little cairn where our castle used to be, and the village that we ruled over is underwater now because they built the dam. So yeah, we got to the UK no problem. But then when we need to go to Berlin, and remember, Berlin is the one place on our trip where we have a specific, like, I already have an appointment set up to meet with the guy at the Queer Museum and have an interview with him. I already have that appointment set up. So that's the one thing that of all the trip, this is the one that I did not want to be messed up. And I was booking direct flights everywhere because, like, if you do an indirect flight, like if I'm a few hours late on a direct flight, I don't care. The meeting's the next day. I've got plenty of time there. My direct flight was canceled, and then the airline that I was with did not have any other flights the next day, and my meeting was the next day. So I'm like, I need to get there the next day. And so I booked a plane for the next day with another airliner that I still have to go back to the original one and claim that to get a refund for it. But there were no direct flights. So it was a connecting flight. We connected in Frankfurt. And our first flight was like an hour and a half late. And we only had, like, when we landed, from the time our plane landed till the next plane took off, we had half an hour. And because it was from the UK to Germany, we had to go through customs.
So you had a half an hour to go through customs? How the fuck do you manage that?
Yeah, so no, we got through, well, we actually got through customs with a little bit of time to spare, but we ran through the airport fast as we could. And like, we're looking for the gate. The gate's there. The plane is boarding now, so it might be able to catch it as long as the gate's close. Where was the gate? On the opposite fucking side of the whole goddamn airport. And if you've been to Frankfurt, it is not a small airport. Those corridors are like 2 kilometers long, and we had to run all the way down one to the main hub and then all the way down the other one to the far end where our gate was. And it wasn't until we were 90% of the way there that someone stopped us and was like, "Oh, are you going for this flight?" Yeah. I'm like, yeah, they've already shut the doors on that plane. The plane was still there. We were at the gate. The plane was still there, but the doors had just been shut, so we couldn't get on it. And thankfully, that company did have, like, this was Lufthansa. The first one was EasyJet, which is like the discount hop around Europe airliner. Lufthansa is more premium. They did have another flight that night that they got us on. So we did get in, but we were 33 hours late to Berlin. So we missed the whole entire so my plan, it actually kind of worked out well because it turned out the guy that I had the appointment with double booked me, so he had to reschedule for the next day. It was like, yeah, no, sure, yeah, we can reschedule for the next day. I am flexible. But like, my plan was we were going to get to Berlin. I was going to do the interview, and so I wanted to do some on-location shooting, and I had the script written up. But I'm like, depending on what he says in the interview, I might want to change some stuff. So like, I was going to do the interview first, and then go to the locations to do the shooting. But because of the way this worked out, we had to do the location shoots first and then do the interview. Thankfully, though, I guess I did. I guess I nailed it with the research because like everything I said is going to segue in perfectly with everything he said.
Mm-hmm.
So that turned out nice. Then
That's pleasant.
yeah, flight from Berlin to Italy was uneventful. Got there no problem. Italy to then we went from Italy to London. So we kind of did a circuit because it was cheaper to book a return flight from Glasgow than to book a one-way to Glasgow and then return from Italy. So we're like, okay, well, as long as we're doing that, then what ended up happening was there was no direct flight to Glasgow. So we're like, okay, we're going to fly to London, then we can spend one day in London and take the train to Glasgow. It's like,
okay.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, we get a day in London. We got to go see a play in Shakespeare's Globe, and you know we hopped on one of those hop on hop off tour buses, and just kind of like we did so much walking on this tour that like having a bus where it's like, okay, no, we can just sit on this bus for a couple hours and listen to their audio track that's playing. So that was nice for me, the old man. But then so the next day we're taking the train to Glasgow. We get on the train, no problem. It's traveling for like half an hour. It's a I think it's a 5-hour train ride.
Mm-hmm.
And again, direct, no changing trains. I just want to sit here in my seat all the way. Half hour in, they just stop the train. We're like, yeah, there's been a fatality on the tracks up ahead. We have to wait for the authorities to clean it up.
Okay.
So we sat there, not moving, for 2 hours. And I'm sitting there like, okay, you know what? We still have, like, our flight's not till tomorrow. I was planning on, like, you know, spending the afternoon exploring Glasgow or whatever. So, like, we just don't get to explore Glasgow. We just check into our hotel, like, fine, whatever. So then they, train starts moving after 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after about another half hour on the train, we notice that the board on the train says that all the stops except for the next 3 are canceled.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm sitting there panicking because I've never dealt with a canceled train before. Like, what happens? Do I get, like, how regular is this train service? Do I just get off and hop on the next one? What is going on here? They're not explaining anything over the PA. There was nothing on the fucking website. It was...
Because it really expects you to be somebody who knows what's going to happen here.
Yeah, because most of the people on the train, they take the train all the time. They know they know what's happening when the train cancels. But me, I'm like, I have no fucking clue. So I'm panicking. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm Googling like car rental places in the next stop to see if I can just rent a car and drive to Glasgow. But then eventually they tell us like, okay, no, if you're going to Glasgow, your connecting train is on platform 7 or whatever. So we get to platform 7, hop on the train. And we're like, okay, good. This one's overcrowded because it's now got twice as many people on it as should have been on it. But fine, whatever. We found a seat. We got on fairly early. We found seats, and we're good. We're good. Okay. Look up at the board. Everything after the next 3 stops is canceled. What the fuck? So yeah, that second train got canceled. So we get off, and they're telling us like, okay, there are no more trains to Glasgow, so get on the train to Edinburgh for your next thing. I'm like, Edinburgh is an hour and a half drive away from Glasgow. And we're still like, if I were to have rented a car there, we're still like 3 hours away from Glasgow. So I'm just like, I don't want to get on a train, go to Edinburgh, then have to rent a car and go to Glasgow. Like, I'm just going to rent a car here.
Did you see the White Council while you were in Edinburgh?
No, I did not.
Okay.
So yeah, no, then what ended up happening was, as we were like puttering around the station debating what, like we missed the train to Edinburgh because like there was a different company's train was going to Glasgow. And at this point, all of the trains were so delayed that everybody was just like, we're just going to take everybody's tickets. It doesn't matter what company you booked with, you can get on any train. So we're just like, okay, we're just going to wait for a train that's going to Glasgow instead of taking the one to Edinburgh that they told us to take. But they ended up putting a new train on the tracks that was not scheduled and sending that one to Glasgow. And that's the one that we ended up on. So it was like, we were finally there. And this 5-hour train ride took, we left at 8:30 in the morning and we didn't get there until probably around 9 o'clock at night. It was in between 8 and 9. So yeah, it was over 12 hours on the train for a 5-hour train ride. So Yeah, that was
Hey,
that was fun.
so I may not know that feeling via train ride, but given that that's not in specifics, but definitely in feeling what happened with me and Saki when we were trying to get back from Alaska to Georgia, I feel you every step of the way there.
Yeah, and of course, like the whole time, and I I'm a flexible person when it comes to like if we're planning on doing X today, but we end up doing Y, fine, whatever. I will roll with it. It's fine. But when it comes to like travel stuff with tickets, like my kid Rory was making fun of me when because the first plane to Glasgow when we first left, we were at the airport like 5 hours early. So we got through security. We still had like 4.5 hours left. So we just set up shop and relaxed. And it was great. Thank you for resubscribing, my own and Stankfoot. So you can imagine the entire time we're like missing planes and stuff like that. I'm like turning to Rory every now and then being like, so which airport experience do you prefer? Running at the top of our, like as fast as we can through kilometers of tunnels only to miss your flight? Or sitting there for a couple hours, being relaxed, maybe going for a snack? And yeah, they came around to my opinion of being early to the airport. Minus the travel in Sandy, did you and Rory have a good time? Yes, we did. It was a great trip. As much as the travel in Sandy was insane. Thank you for the cheer, my own and Stankfoot. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good bonding experience. Never traveling again. Sorry, next kid that turns 16, you're out of luck.
So what about when the United States is no longer under the boot of fascism? How do you travel here then?
I would drive.
You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough.
I've done enough road trips down to the States. I'm not worried about driving to the States.
Speaking of driving, I'm actually looking forward to the next time I have a chance to do a road trip because I want to see how it's going to be to plan out a trip with the EV going supercharger to supercharger. Because I already have to step out of the vehicle for 20 or 30 minutes every now and again anyway. Did you? What's up?
You didn't buy a Tesla, did you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so when you say supercharger, you're just talking about fast chargers, or you got an adapter? Or is yours a NAX?
Mine's an Equinox EV.
No, NAX is the port. It's the Tesla charging thing versus the J1227 thing or whatever.
So I don't have the adapter, but the fast chargers should still end up doing decently well.
Okay, Okay. Anyway, yeah, no. Road tripping in an EV, I find, is not really an issue here, but we also have better infrastructure than you guys do, I think. So you like, I'm going to BajaCon this weekend. It's about a 4-hour drive away. Mm-hmm. So I just plug into a DC charger when I stop for lunch, and that's enough to get me there. And then I do the same thing on the way home, and that's enough to get me home.
Fair. As of right now, all of my travel's just been off of plugging into the wall.
Yeah, and that's good for most. Like, the only reason we need a level 2 charger is because Heidi works in Niagara Falls, and that's 20 minutes away. Like, if it weren't for that, then for our puttering around town and driving kids to friends' houses and whatnot, we could just plug into a normal wall outlet, and that would be sufficient.
Yeah, so our level 2 charger just got in. It hasn't been installed yet, but it just got in. It's sitting next to our trailer hitch, which also needs to be installed. We
even actually have a slow level 2 charger. Like default level 2 chargers are typically 32 amps. Whoever did the electrical in our garage, they only ran it through a 30 amp breaker on the main panel, and then they have the sub panel in the garage, which it's got the EV outlet as well as all the other electrical that's in the garage. And so, the default EV charger draws 32 amps. So we had to actually go out and buy a cheaper 16 amp charger that, like, it's more than the wall outlet, but it's not as good as most level 2 chargers.
Yeah, that's entirely fair.
But anyway, they're not here to hear us talk about our travel woes. I mean, they're probably a little bit here for that, but it has evolved. Okay, thanks for the hats. Off with the deerstalker, on with the ADHD.
I am 80% of the way done with my curry, thanks to this.
Yeah. Heidi had curry for dinner that she didn't like, so I got to finish it.
What kind of curry?
It was just a butter chicken, but it wasn't very good.
Oh, that's saddening. See, I have Mossaman curry right now, so I wasn't craving Indian, I was craving Thai food.
Well, it had too much of the, I think it's cumin, the seasoning that gives curry its curryness flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So it had too much of that in it. And also, there's one restaurant in Toronto called Little India that does a really, really fucking amazing butter chicken. So every other butter chicken is kind of crap by comparison.
Well, at some point, whenever I come to visit you up there, I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah. And that's the Indian restaurant that when you go into it, the only people aside from me and my partner are a bunch of Indian people. So it's like, okay, that means it's the good one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say turmeric is the biggest spice in Indian curry. Sure. I don't know which one it is. It's the one that gives the distinct curry quality.
I made Mossaman curry at home a few days ago, and while it still tasted really, really good, it wasn't as good as the stuff that I get from the restaurant, so I was very happy with this today.
Oh, Jamanian says, because email is an ancient protocol with lots of legacy issues tied to it. I know. My point wasn't that I want to do it with email. My point was that it should be easy. Like, easier than it is. And like even like Google Drive is supposedly a service that would solve that for us, but as we already discussed, it is a pain. It's more of a pain than it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the death penalty. Like, you are going to, if you have the death penalty, because the legal system is not perfect, you will at least occasionally execute innocent people. Therefore, don't have the death penalty.
I have another argument against the death penalty. If I am not allowed the right to eliminate the life of a state-appointed officer, then why should a state-appointed officer have the right to eliminate my life?
We have a tweet for that. That's later.
I'm excited to see how that goes later.
I actually rather like the idea of if you are going to have the death penalty, you should make it so that if it later comes out that the person that got executed was innocent, then the prosecutor of that case who requested the death penalty now gets the death penalty.
I'm okay with that. Actually okay with that.
You will, like, prosecutors will just stop asking for the death penalty because what if they're innocent? What if it comes out later that they're innocent and then I get executed for that? No way. So I'm just not going to ask for it. So I think that would be a really good way of getting rid of the death penalty functionally, even while still having the death penalty. But anyway, we're off topic. That's like...
I mean, I can't spend $35 on a ribeye, but I'll spend $28 on a Magic the Gathering precon.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Don't travel with Magic the Gathering decks. Our bags got flagged by security every single fucking time, and the Magic decks were the cause of it at least 2 or 3 times.
God damn it, Lenari! It's supposed to be my day off. I'm not supposed to be dealing with your fucking uwoos today. I'm supposed to have... Fine. Uwoo. There, you got your thing.
Kind of twice. Because you said fucking uwoos. I wasn't expecting you to actually give it after that.
Don't talk to me in my Magic the Gathering collection ever again. You said don't travel with Magic cards.
Don't travel with Magic cards, because they got flagged by security.
See, I've only ever had the experience once of my cards like flagging security, but it was because I was traveling with Yu-Gi-Oh cards and I had them in metal tins at the time. We didn't have a whole lot of like super special deck boxes or anything back when I was a kid. So when I was traveling with them, that's what I had. And they were just like, why do you have all these metal bricks in your bag, little child?
Yeah, no. Funny thing is, like, I've smuggled my toothpaste in no problem. The toothpaste was fine because, like, I, as we all know, I hate mint, so I have my toothpaste that I like to use, and so I'm like, I am trying to bring this on the plane. Worst case scenario, they throw it out, and I'm gonna have to find toothpaste.
Would you like some of the special medicated toothpaste I've been having to have while my teeth are being treated?
Nope.
Good, because it's still mint.
I like my watermelon toothpaste, thank you. But yeah, no, that made it through security, no problem. But yeah, no, every single time we went through security, at least 2 of our bags got flagged for extra searching, which was extra frustrating when we were trying to rush through the gigantic airport in less than half an hour.
Sir, why are you trying to smuggle this this deck of cards containing the dark powers of Sauron, the Lord of the Rings? What's wrong with you?
My favorite was one of the airports. When leaving the hotel, I just got lazy. And so I stuffed all of the like cables and everything for my camera just in the backpack loose. Mm. And then they got it in the X-ray machine. They showed me the X-ray. It looked like a bomb. So, like, of course, they pulled it aside and was like, what is all this? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Liz Chris, why? Why? Oh, whoa. There, get it.
Yeah.
Fucking Piper's putting all of these down in a tome somewhere. Stop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Piper's working on a thing. And y'all are going to love the thing that Piper's working on. Cyrus is going to like it, too. He's just going to pretend to hate it.
Okay, so I do have one thing to ask you, Rhino. Have you seen my new channel trailer?
No, I have not.
Okay, after this
is it an Ooh compilation?
Topic, after this topic, I need to throw it at you so I can get your reaction to it.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to make people hear it because my computer audio is being stupid.
Well, I don't have any words
anyway,
for you.
This topic is done. We're moving on.
Well, this topic is done, then I can send it to you. It's going to be over on YouTube. Cut. That's going to make my life way easier.
Wait, you're sending me a large file?
No, it's a video. It's attached to my Twitch and my YouTube channels. Oh, I don't have WhatsApp on my computer.
Next news article, well, Cyrus figures that the fuck out. Homeland Security.
Wait a minute, I have an easy way to do this. I can just go over to your YouTube channel.
Hello?
Okay, my YouTube channel.
Yeah, Watering Hole. I can just go over to Watering Hole. I mean, unless you want to call it our YouTube channel, comrade.
Oh, you mean just throw it in the chat? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Piper's in the chat with a little demon.
Cyrus, you got another death of death. What the fuck is wrong with each and every one of you? Jesus Christ. Your parents did not do enough to prevent you from doing bad things as adults. Hello.
Everybody hug your kids, or they might turn into the kind of people that redeem oohs on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Jesus Christ. At least John Fallon's on the right side of history with an OWO. Jeez. Anyway, there's the link. I just threw it in there. It works this time.
Where? I see it not.
In Watering Hole YouTube.
In the chat?
In the chat on YouTube in the Watering Hole.
Oh, yeah. I have my chat thing set to no. I'm not seeing it. Did you go to this stream?
Yes. Zuckerberg watches a lot of Corn. Twitch tweets 151.
Yeah, I might just have links blocked in the chat.
And how would you beat Legend of Zelda?
By playing as Zelda, the main character.
I mean, there are a couple Zeldas where she is the main character.
Yeah. At least they had the longbows. Correct. that was the one that they won because the French were like, no, knights are still the best, right? And then the peasants with their sticks and strings were just like, yeah, but I can make him fall over from way back here.
Gideon Wells says, it helps to remember that Shakespeare was essentially propaganda. Don't want to piss off the monarch who's funding your career.
I mean,
I guess
So
in a very loose form of propaganda, yes.
yes, but also we know about Shakespeare's plays because of a playwright that existed around the same time who was one of Shakespeare's competitors who did piss off the monarchs and ended up in jail on multiple occasions for their plays. But yeah, he was and like him and Shakespeare had, it might be one of those things that was trumped up just to draw attention because they're theater people. That happens sometimes with theater people, but
yeah, it's all about the drama.
They supposedly had this really intense rivalry where they hated each other's guts. But after Shakespeare died, this guy was the only person to he put together the first folio, and the way you would do a folio. So when playwrights wrote back then, they didn't write a play and then have it copied out a bunch of times and everybody got their own copy and they could memorize their lines or whatever. There was one copy and they would work it through with the actors individually and tell them what their lines were and get them to deliver properly or whatever. And then if anyone wanted a copy of that play, the way you would get that was to hire all of the actors that were in it and get them to recite it for someone who was writing it down. That's the way plays got copied back then. And nobody did that for Shakespeare until after he died. This guy did it. And that is the whole reason we have Shakespeare. And I forget his fucking name, but like the fact that we remember Shakespeare but we forget him is a big disservice to him. But the funniest part about that story is that I learned there were Shakespeare knockoff plays where like people didn't want to pay the big name actors for his works, so they would just like get the background extras to be like, oh, what do you remember the other characters saying? And so you'd get
that feels like the modern day the Hollywood knockoff where instead of Pacific Rim it's like robot combat, like something like that.
Yeah.
It's effectively that shit.
Where they try to make the cover of their movie look as close to the cover of another movie as they can in hopes that grandma will get that one.
Yeah, mockbusters.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it was. So you get things like the Hamlet soliloquy being like, to be or not, maybe I'll go to sleep.
What?
And it's like, that's not how that one goes.
No, it's not.
Marlowe? Yeah, Marlowe. First name starts with a B, I think.
Marlowe.
Bob Marlowe. Was not Bob. Anyway.
Experience has similar vibes to how we don't know who rove the canvas that Starry Night was painted on. I think about stuff like that a lot.
Okay, we've got a Cirrus video to look at. Yeah. I don't know what's... It's cropped funny. No, people can't hear it.
People can't hear it?
People can't hear it. People aren't going to be able to hear it. Philip Marlowe. Sure. That sounds about right, even if it's not a B.
You're using OBS, right?
I am using OBS.
So, do you have your audio mixer to control each individual instance of a source?
Maybe.
Or does yours look at like desktop audio as a giant thing? Wondering why you're here. Well, son of a bitch! If you like talking about Magic the Gathering, please don't
boring speed
talk about what happened in the comment section about politics. Threesome with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Or
I came back at the wrong time. What the fuck?
Or if you just want to watch me suffer, fine. Phantom Rem dropping 50,000 channel points on making me fucking elbow. My God, I hate the current internet. Why is it like this? Then you've probably come to the right place. And you know what? You might as well hit follow. That way I can drag you into my own personal hell. If I'm gonna suffer, you have to as well. Yes, apparently I can commit self-cest on myself as per fan art because there's porn of me on the internet. This is not a decision I ever thought of.
Okay, there we go. I watched it.
You've watched the channel trailer.
I made it in your channel trailer. I'm famous. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so no more to say about Homeland Security removing age limits for ICE at 4 times speed. It was only 2 times speed. What are you talking about? You know how often since YouTube has introduced the higher than 2x speed, how often I've accidentally gone way too fast on something and been like, oh shit, I just missed like all of what they said. Because I watch everything on 2x speed, but 2.5 times is a bit too fast, usually. Unless you find someone that... I am glad they have it, because there are the occasional people that talk really slowly.
Welcome to my channel.
It's usually when I'm like trying to figure out how to do something in like Premiere. And it's so painful. Like, it's something where it's like, I just need to know what menu item does this thing. And a lot of times there will be a video that's like 30 seconds long, and it just shows someone doing that. And that's great. But then there are the videos that are like 10 minutes long, and it's like, so you want to know how to select all the clips from the same source in your timeline.
Once upon a time I did, but not anymore, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bye.
And then they'll explain how to create a timeline, how to create a project, how to import your media. And it's like, no, I know how to do all that fucking shit. I just need to know that. Like, this is a real example that I needed recently. You select one clip, and then in the I think it's in the edit menu, there's select all matching, and that's it. Like, that was one that was so easy that when I found the 30-second video, the 30-second video was too long.
Jesus.
But yeah, there was a 10-minute video first that was all about creating everything from scratch. And it's like, no, I don't need... I am already familiar with all this shit. Yeah, so I do still go to Google for things that I need that are location-based. Because like DuckDuckGo, if I search for any business, it'll give me all the businesses in Buffalo before it gives me anything that's actually close to me, whereas Google is smart enough to know that, like, hey, Buffalo's in a different country from you, so maybe I'll give you the ones in Fort Erie. So I do still use Google for that, and it's also slightly better at, like, just pulling the phone number off of their website and putting it where I can see it immediately, which admittedly is one of the problems, so that, like, Google is trying to make their search engine a site that you do not leave, because the longer you are on there, the more money they are making, and the less money other people are making.
Because Google's primary business model is in advertising.
Yeah.
And the advertising business model will always favor the amount of time it can waste for you more than anything. What was it?
Yeah, that's why
if
when you look up a
being
recipe, you
offered
have to read about how this was my grandmother's favorite recipe, and making
Yes.
it makes me think of the smell of the flowers in southern Italy.
And that's wonderful, ma'am. Reading this makes me want to fucking dome you. No.
Except those were all written by
But-
large language models now.
So
Used to be a human had to sit down and waste their time writing that bullshit.
with
Now they can.
what's
Now
the-
with
what's
just
the
a
fun
prompt, you
quote?
can get the longest story you could imagine pumped out.
What's that fun quote where if a service is being offered to you entirely free of charge, then perhaps the product on offer is actually you.
Yeah, no, that's not perhaps. Yes. Duct Tape Jape is saying, I got a new laptop at work and has a dedicated Copilot button in place of the right control. Except I work at a bank, the security is big there, so all AI systems, including Copilot, are currently blocked. Yeah, so fun fact, those PCs that were marketed as Copilot PCs, I have one of them in the house. The reason we have it has nothing to do with AI. It's because the processors that are in them are super duper efficient, and so the battery lasts fucking forever. So the reason we got
it process a language model.
Yeah, but we don't do that. I don't think she's ever used the Copilot button on that
So
thing.
you just have a super strong computer.
Yeah, no, it's just... So it's for Heidi. She takes it to work, and you know our household is full of neurodivergence. So there's a non-zero chance she's going to forget the power cord. So we need one that's going to be able to survive that. That's it. That's the reason we have it. And because that's all we needed it for, we actually got one of the cheaper ones. So but yeah.
Brain B says my laptop has a Copilot button too, and I didn't realize that when I ordered it. Rip right control button.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I never use the right control button anyway, personally. Even when it would make sense for me to do so, the muscle memory goes to the left. So that doesn't bother me. I would be not very likely to accidentally hit it.
there's a few times that I'll use the control button, like if I'm editing. I remember that what was it in Adobe back when I was using that, Control K, I think was one of the hotkeys for it for like splitting up a timeline. So I'd almost always have to use the right control button for that. But like I use DaVinci now, and on that one is Control B, which is way easier to do with the left. So like, there's some stuff that I've used it for in the past. Not a lot.
So any shortcuts that I use frequently, I have mapped to a button on, like I have 8 macro buttons on my keyboard, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 macro buttons on my mouse. And then on top of that, I have this thing, which I use for editing, this is just macro buttons and dials and knobs and stuff. And so I spend so much time working on making my workflow more efficient that it actually, like, I don't know long term that it will actually work out to have saved me any time.
It always will, though.
Like, probably. But like,
so like I've had a lot of that stuff where like, so like my YouTube shorts that I do now, I don't do any editing for them. It's all stuff that I have set up on my Stream Deck where it will pop up my, like, here's all my socials feeds, here's where we'll do a cut. All of that stuff is set to just happen on my Stream Deck so that I don't have to spend time in the editing software afterwards. It took me a day to get it all set up and built, but I feel like it saved me a lot of time in the long run.
Yes, Doramo's asking, one of those mutant multi-button mice. Yeah, I have the Logitech G502. Yeah, G502. Good little mouse. Got lots of buttons. This thing is the Tourbox. And so I have this set up. When I'm in Premiere, I don't need my keyboard. It's just this and my mouse. And it's great. I love it. Like, I don't even do most of my editing anymore, but I still use this thing. I edit my Meathead Monday videos. Let's do Gary hat. Thank you for the hat, Sean Helfen. So yeah, I edit the Meathead Monday videos myself, and I use my Tourbox for it. And it's like, yeah, even the shortcuts that I like, Control S is double tap the side button, and that's how I save. So like, because it's either my hand's already here for all the stuff that I'm doing already. I could either move my hand, or I could just have a button there. Now, I have that mouse. Sadly, it's beginning to not work properly unless it's plugged in. I also have the wired version of that mouse. That's the one I take traveling.
Renegade says, my tech teacher said anything worth doing once is worth automating. See, I have a similar thought, but
you mean anything worth doing twice? Because once would, I don't know.
See, my thought on it's a little different. It's not anything worth doing once is worth automating. It's anything that I must do several times is worth being incredibly lazy about.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I recognize. This is, if you want to find the most efficient people in the world, I have a friend who works in the tech industry and has said this to me before. Anytime that I think I'm too lazy, he goes, the people that are going to find you the most efficient route to do anything are also the most lazy. You want the laziest people possible working for you in tech.
I have said this multiple times, I think, on this channel, is that I don't think society would exist without laziness. It's like, why, like, chasing that mammoth is hard. What if I just built a fence and trapped the mammoth so I didn't have to chase it? Finding those berries is hard. What if I just figured out how to make them grow where I live? Like, every human invention that has, like, maximized efficiency or made something work better or whatever has been out of laziness. I don't want, like, the Archimedes screw. I don't want to carry a bunch of buckets of water up the hill. What if I just had a device that I could stand at the top and go like this, and it brings the water to me? That's laziness.
And then your king kills you and takes the idea and then claims that it was his, brought down by the royal gods or some shit.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah, no, society runs on laziness. And then Jassa says autism. Yeah, tism combined with laziness is the powerful thing.
Laziness gives you the motivation.
Jessa also says automated sex. Yes, have you heard of sex bots? I would love to have a sex robot.
So laziness gives you the motivation. Tism gives you the focus.
Yes.
That's how it is.
Yeah, like automated sex. Could you imagine? Like, I have a standing desk. I could, if I had a robot giving me blowjobs while I was working, you know how much more work I'd get done?
You wouldn't have to do the in the middle stop and wank to get the extra dopamine.
You know what? It's good for focus.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that.
Okay. Yeah. No, it actually helps focus.
That's the so just so you guys know, if you've watched a Magic the Gathering video of mine, I promise you I masturbated before it.
Yeah. No,
because that editing wasn't getting done any other way.
A lot of my videos too, man. Because like there are times, like if I find myself drifting and like going to YouTube too much or feeling tired or whatever, and it's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a wank, and now I can focus again.
Mm-hmm. It's such a useful tool.
It's for productivity, damn it.